What is up YouTube, XeXSolutions here, and today I am bringing you another JTAG tutorial, and this is on how to decrypt and encrypt an XeX. So what are the advantages of doing this? Well, you can basically edit any XeX of your choice, such as maybe offline files, Xbox Live Stealth server files, maybe exe cheats, or even a trainer XeX of your choice to basically edit it, decrypt it, and encrypt it again to put it back on your console. You can edit certain things like X notify messages, so when you boot up your console and you get Xbox Live fully stealthed or Xenon fully stealthed, you can edit that text to whatever you like. So it's pretty cool, pretty easy. I've had a few requests on my last video on how to do this. There are video tutorials and text tutorials out there, but I thought, you know what, I'm just going to make this video for the people that don't already know how to do this or have never seen this in their lives. Thought, you know, why not, let's just make this video. So you are going to need a few things. You're going to need XeX tool, a hex edit of your choice. I am using HXD as it's pretty and very easy to use. An XeX of your choice. I am using the Xenon offline files, the latest ones, as I thought, you know what, this is what I'm using, so I might as well just edit this. And obviously neighborhood to connect to your console and replace the XeX and put the new one on. So I will leave everything in the description below. You can go ahead and download it. I am using the XeX tool console application, not the GUI version, as I've always used the console version to, you know, paste commands in to update my XeXs and stuff like that. You can use the GUI version, but it's a little bit different, and I'm not sure if it works the same, but I've always used this to do it manually by myself, as I've used this forever, and it's a lot easier for me to use the console application. So once you have everything and you are ready to go, you're going to want to open the XeX tool folder, going to get your XeX, copy it, paste it inside your folder, or just drag it, either one. Once done that, you're going to drag and drop XeX tool onto CMD, as that will basically open the XeX tool in command prompt. Then you're going to go ahead and open the text document, which you can find inside this folder. I left it in there so you can basically just copy and paste the commands into the CMD window, as I don't expect you to remember this, and I certainly don't remember it either. So what you want to do is copy the first command, which is XeX tool -cu name of the XeX. Obviously the name of the XeX is the XeX of your choice, so in my case it's xenon.xex. So make sure you put .xex at the end and make sure the capitalized letters are exactly the same. You'll see success. Then on to the next command, do the exact same thing, paste it, replace the name of the XeX, so xenon.xex, and there we go, it's uncrypted. So if you notice, the file size has basically changed to nearly a megabyte. It was 226 kilobytes, I believe. So yeah, we're going to leave this command prompt open, as we'll be decrypting the XeX in just a little while, and same for the text document, we can leave this open and minimized. So that is basically decrypted the XeX. We can now go ahead and open our hex editor. I'm using HXD, as I said earlier in the video. So open that, drag the XeX of your choice in there, and as you can see, if we scroll down, we have, I mean, not everything is decrypted, but most things are decrypted. So if we come down a little bit, file number, whatever this is, I have no idea. I think this is just basically the properties of the solution that he's made. So all we need to do is find the X notify message. Now this can be a little bit tricky. If you're using the Xenon offline files as well as me, then you can basically just copy the same thing. But if you're using something else, then I do recommend using a text to hex converter, as when you search for something in string, so we press Ctrl F and we use text string, so if we just type in Xenon and we do all and hit OK, it will find some occurrences but not the things that we need. So if we just scroll down here, you can see that Xenon can be found inside of this XeX, but it's not what we need. So what we need to do is narrow it down a little bit. So we go in here and we type in fully, because that's what it says. It says fully stealth when you log onto your console. We click convert and we get the hex in spaced, which is a lot easier to use, so I recommend doing that, or fully in hex. So if we copy this, come inside here, press Ctrl F, change the data type to hex values, paste this. Now if you paste this and hit OK, it won't find anything. That's because it uses 0 in between these numbers. So if we put 00, 00 inside each value and hit OK, it will find it. So there is the X notify message here, Xenon fully stealth. You can see underneath Xenon XOSE success. So there are two X notify messages, for example, and like I said, it uses the dots in between, which are basically spaces. I'm not quite sure why it does this, it's quite weird. So that's why you have to put the zeros when you search for hex. So if you were looking for maybe editing the exe cheats or something else of your choice, you can do the same thing. So what I do with exe cheats is basically just type in exe cheats here, hit convert, go to the hex space and basically copy it, go inside your decrypted XeX, paste it, and put zeros in between every value. and then you hit OK and you'd find the xnotify message. So some things to note here: if you add more data than what there is originally or delete certain data, the XeX can actually corrupt and won't function properly. So when you're editing the message, make sure that you're replacing the text and not adding more, because I think it will corrupt the XeX and won't load properly. But again, this is just trial and error. You can try it if you wish, but I've had a few times where I've added some characters and the XeX wouldn't function properly. So on to replacing the text. All we want to do is just highlight the letters and change the text of your choice. So I'm just going to change it to XeXSolutions. So again, make sure that you don't delete certain data or add any. So I'm just filling in the blanks here and just fill the rest out with dots, for example. I think you can change this to something else, but I'm just going to leave it like that just so I know that this will 100% work. So we've changed it from Xenon fully stealthed to XeXSolutions success. You can also scroll down and you can also change this xnotify message as well, but I'm just going to use this as an example for this video. So the next thing you're going to want to do is hit the save button up here, wait a few seconds, exit it, go back into the directory, and you'll see file was modified on the time, so it's 12:40 right now, so you can see it's modified, and we do get a backup of the last XeX which isn't modified. So if you want to just, you know, revert back, you can delete the .back and revert back to it. So the next thing to do would be decrypting it, because if you just put this on your console, it won't work at all because it's still encrypted and it won't function properly. So what we need to do is go back into the command window and go back and open your text documents, copy and paste the encrypt command, replace it with the name, so xenon.xex, and the last command, and there we go. So if we go ahead and look at the file size, it's now gone down to 230 kilobytes. So we can exit both of these things and put this onto our console. So boot your console up, open neighborhood, and just put it on your hard drive and make sure that you set it as a plugin. So I'm going to drag and drop this onto the hard drive and reboot. So once I reboot, I should see the xnotify message change to the text that we replaced it to. So my console has just booted. I'm going to go over to the settings, system, network settings, and just test my network connection, because when you test the network connection with the Xenon offline files, if it's successful, it will bring up the xnotify message. So I'm going to do that just to see if it worked. So there you go, XeXSolutions success. Now there is dots there, but I'm sure you can replace that with spaces. So it has worked and the offline files has been successful, so it is still functioning properly. That is pretty much it, guys. You can do other things with this, look through the XeX, maybe decrypt some other things, or maybe edit some other things of your choice. I hope I've helped you in a way. Comment, rate, subscribe, and all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.